Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Shaheen Ahmed. Welcome to the chemistry classes. Today we are going to study class 10th chemistry chapter metals and non-metals, topic metallurgy. So let us understand. So students, now we are going to start a new topic of the chapter metals and non-metals, and that is occurrence of metals. Occurrence of metals means where the metals are actually found. Did you hear any time that where these all metals they are found? Do you know the place where the aluminium is found, where the sodium is found, where the calcium is found? You might have heard that gold mines. But I think you never heard about aluminium mines, iron mines, and in the same way the different metals like sodium mines, potassium mines. I don't think you heard this. Actually, those elements which are least reactive in the reactivity series, they may be found in the nature in the native state or in the original form. But those elements which are moderate reactive or highly reactive, they do not found in the nature in the as usual form. Aluminium does not exist in the aluminium form. Sodium does not exist in the sodium form. Magnesium does not exist in the magnesium form. So the question is this: in which form they exist in the nature? Actually, since these elements are highly reactive or moderate reactive, so they are always found in the nature in combination with some other element like zinc. Zinc is found in the nature in the three forms. One, zinc carbonate. Second, zinc sulfide. Third, zinc oxide. Zinc, wherever it is found, it is always found in combination of these other elements, and these combined form of the elements in which they are found in the nature, they are called ores. O-R-E-S. So if I ask you where the ores are found, so you will say on the earth crust. Actually, earth crust contains different types of minerals, but only those minerals from which a metal can be extracted, that is called ore. So many types of minerals are found on the surface of earth crust, but from all minerals we cannot found metal. Only those minerals from which a metal can be extracted is called ores. So we can say all the ores are minerals, but all the minerals are not ores. So we can say in brief that the metals, they do not exist in the nature in the as usual form. They are always found in the nature in combination with some other elements, and these combined form of the metal, that is called ores. Ores where they are found in the minerals. Minerals where they are found in the earth crust. It means if we see from the starting, first earth crust, and then minerals, then ores, and then metal. Metal is extracted from ore. Ore is found in the mineral, and minerals are found in the earth crust. Now see the language. Metals are not found in the nature in the as usual form. They are found in combination with some other elements. These combined form of metals are called ores. Only the less reactive metal like copper and silver are found in the nature in the as usual form or in the native state. Native state means the original state in which they are found in the nature. What is the difference between the minerals and ores? You see, minerals are found in the earth crust, those minerals from which the metal can be extracted conveniently and profitably are called ores. It means all the ores are minerals, but all the minerals are not ores. Now we see one table in which all the very common elements and their common ores are given. So just see and get an idea. So what is the heading? That is the principal ores of some important metals. This side, first column, I have written the metals, second column, name of the ores, and the third column, composition. What is the actual formula of that? So first element, that is aluminium. The very common ore of aluminium is bauxite, and its chemical formula is Al2O3.2H2O. Second, sodium. Sodium, its ore name is rock salt, and rock salt is our normal salt which we are using at home. Rock salt, chemical formula NaCl. Iron, two very common ores are there, hematite, magnetite. Hematite chemical formula Fe2O3, magnetite chemical formula Fe3O4. Next, mercury, ore name is cinnabar, formula HgS. Copper, two common ores are there, copper pyrite, copper glass, CuFeS2 and Cu2S. Next, zinc, zinc blend, ZnS, and calamine, that is ZnCO3. So actually these ores are there, and in these ores only our metal is present. So whenever we want to extract a metal, we extract from these ores. And mainly if you see, these ores are of mainly three types. Either they are in the oxide form, or they are in the sulfide form, or they are in the carbonate form. Mainly three. देखिए, this is zinc carbonate, it is in the carbonate form. This is zinc sulfide, it is in the sulfide form. This is oxide form, this is sulfide form. This is also sulfide form, this is sulfide form, this is oxide form, this is oxide form, this is oxide form. But this sodium, that is found in a separate form, and that is mainly in the halide form. But beside the sodium chloride, if we see that our ore, mainly we are studying in three types. Either they are in the oxide or sulfide or carbonate. Now rest of the things we see. Next our topic is extraction of metals. Extraction of metal. What is the mean of this heading? Actually the extraction means how do we extract a metal from its ore. Let's say for example, aluminium is found in the nature in a very common form, and that is bauxite. Bauxite is an important ore of aluminium. So suppose we have taken out this ore from the earth crust. So that aluminium is present in that one, and that is in the combined form with oxygen, and that is why we say aluminium oxide. Now how do we extract the metal aluminium from the bauxite ore? There is a whole procedure, and that we will study under this heading, that is extraction of metal. It means how do we extract a metal from the ore, because this is in the combined form. जैसे aluminium and oxygen both they react to each other and they form ore. तो उस ore से हमको aluminium को कैसे निकालना है? तो this is the definition. This whole procedure, that is called metallurgy. The metallurgy is the whole process under which we extract a metal from its ore. That is called metallurgy. See, the various processes involved in the extraction of metals from their ores and refining. Refining means उसकी बाद में जो सफाई होती है, that is called refining, are known as metallurgy. There are four major steps involved in the extraction of metals from its ore, and this metallurgy has mainly the four steps. The first step is enrichment or concentration of the ore. Second step is conversion of ore into metal oxide. Third step, reduction of metal oxide to metal, and the fourth step is, that is, refining. What is the mean of this one by one step we will see. Actually whenever we take out the ore from the earth crust, it may contain so many types of earthy and sandy impurities. So our first step is to remove these earthy and sandy impurities from the ore. So removal of this earthy and sandy impurities from the ore, that is called enrichment or concentration of the ore. In the 10th class we are not studying in this any further concepts, but in the 12th class so many types of this enrichment or concentration you will study. But here only just you read and learn the definition of this enrichment or concentration of the ore. So what is the sense of this? The removal of the earthy and sandy impurities from the ore, that is called enrichment or concentration of the ore. Now you have taken out the ore from the earth crust, you have removed the impurities all, and after the removal of the impurities, what we will do next, that is the second step. And what is the second step? Conversion of ore into the metal oxide. Just now I told you our ore, that is in the three form. Either they are in the oxide form, or they are in the sulfide form, or they are in the carbonate form. Let's say for example, if I take zinc, so zinc is found in the nature in the three form: zinc oxide, zinc carbonate, and zinc sulfide. So all of you see that I have explained you the four main steps of the metallurgy. The first step is enrichment or concentration of the ore. Second step, conversion of ore into metal oxide. Third step, reduction of metal oxide to metal. And then fourth one is refining. Now I take an example of ore of zinc, like zinc sulfide, ZnS. This is a very common ore of zinc and its name is zinc blende. So suppose, as an example I am taking here, suppose this zinc blend I have taken out from the earth crust. When we take out from the earth crust, according to the metallurgy, what we will do first of all, that is the first step, and that is enrichment or concentration of the ore. And in this, the major earthy or the sandy impurities which are present in the zinc sulfide ore, that we will remove. And after the removal of these impurities, now this zinc sulfide यानी कि zinc blend, that is in our hand. अब हम क्या करेंगे? What do we do? If it is possible for us, and if we remove this sulfide from here, then we can easily get this zinc metal, because this zinc sulfide is in the compound form, and if it is possible for us to remove the sulfur from this, then we can get the zinc from this. But extracting a metal from sulfide form and from carbonate form, that is technologically difficult and very expensive process. So we never prefer to extract a metal from the sulfide or from the carbonate form. So what do we do first? First we convert the sulfide and carbonate form into the oxide form, and that is very easy step. So what we will do first of all, this zinc sulfide, we will apply some methods, some procedures, and from the zinc sulfide, first of all we will convert into the oxide form. And once we get the ore into the oxide form, then from the oxide form it is very easy to extract a metal from the oxide rather than sulfide. So this one step direct, that is technologically difficult process, and we do not prefer extracting a metal direct from sulfide or carbonate. So if our ore is already in the oxide, like aluminum oxide, iron oxide, then we have no problem. But if our ore is in the sulfide and carbonate form, then we have to convert anyhow into the oxide form. So if it is the zinc sulfide, then we convert into the oxide form, and from the oxide form it is easy to remove this oxygen and we can get the metal. So this is the second step of the metallurgy. And what is the heading? That is conversion of ore into metal oxide. So this is the conversion of ore into metal oxide. If the ore is already in the oxide, then we don't touch this step. But if the ore is in the sulfide form or in the carbonate form, then we have to convert into the oxide form. And once it is converted into the oxide form, then we follow the third step, a reduction of metal oxide to metal. And what does that mean? When we get the oxide form, then we remove this oxygen, and it is a very easy process to remove this oxygen from here. And removal of oxygen, that is called reduction. So we say reduction of metal oxide to metal. So this is the third step of the metallurgy. This is the second step of the metallurgy, converting ore into the metal oxide. Third step, reduction of metal oxide to metal, because we are removing the oxygen, and removal of oxygen is called reduction. So we say reduction of metal oxide to metal. So again I am reminding you, it is very difficult to extract a metal directly from sulfide or carbonate form. Our ore, they are in the three form, either oxide or sulfide or carbonate. If the ore is already in the oxide form, we don't touch this step. Directly we reduce metal oxide into the metal. But if our ore is in the sulfide or carbonate form, we have to convert into the oxide form, and then we remove the oxygen, and that is called reduction of metal oxide to metal. Now we get the metal here. But this metal also not 100% pure. Actually जो major impurities हैं, that we remove in the first step, that is the enrichment or concentration of the ore, the major earthy and sandy impurities. But still when we follow all these procedures, this metal which we get here, that still contains some fine impurities. And finally at the last we remove these fine impurities from the metal. and this removal of the finer impurities from the metal, that is called refining. So this is the fourth step of this, that is refining. So I hope all the four steps are clear to you. First step, enrichment or concentration of the ore. Second step, that is the conversion of ore into the metal oxide. Third step, reduction of metal oxide to metal, and the fourth one is refining. Now some more things we will study in detail. See the language of the first step. When we take out an ore, first step, enrichment or concentration of the ore. When we take out an ore from the earth crust, it may contain some earthy or sandy impurities, or the earthy or sandy impurities, and that is called gangue or matrix. And the removal of these impurities from the ore is called enrichment or concentration of ore. So first step is over. Now the second step, conversion of ore into metal oxide. So what did I say to you? Our ore that may be in the sulfide form, maybe in the carbonate form, maybe in the oxide form. If our ore is the oxide form, then we don't touch this step. But if the ore is in the sulfide or carbonate, then we have to convert into the oxide. Language, see language. If our ore is in the sulfide form, for example zinc sulfide, or carbonate form, for example zinc carbonate, then it is necessary to convert these ores in the oxide form, because it is very easy to extract a metal from its oxide form rather than sulfide or carbonate form. This can be done by the following two ways. कैसे करते हैं? Two ways are there. One is called roasting and one is called calcination. So if our ore is in the sulfide form, like zinc sulfide, so what do? We roast this ore. And what is the meaning of roasting? Heating the substance in the presence of air. जैसे इसको हिंदी में कहते हैं भूनना. So when the ore is roasted in the presence of air or oxygen, then it converts into the oxide form, and the process is called roasting. So what is the roasting? Roasting is the process of converting a sulfide ore into the oxide form by heating the ore in the presence of oxygen or air. So see, it is the process of converting a sulfide ore into oxide form by heating the ore in the presence of air. So this is the zinc sulfide ore, heating in the presence of air or oxygen. So I have written heating the ore in the presence of air, then it converts into the oxide form. And if our ore is in the carbonate form, then also we convert into the oxide form. But if our ore is in the carbonate form, we heat the ore in the absence of air, and that process is called calcination. See, it is the process of converting a carbonate ore into oxide form by heating the ore in the absence of air. So if in the absence of air we are heating, then carbonate ore convert into the oxide form, and this process is called calcination. So this is very important question. What is the difference between the roasting and calcination? So again I am reminding you, roasting is the process of converting a sulfide ore into the oxide by heating the ore in the presence of oxygen. And calcination is the process of converting a carbonate ore into the oxide form by heating the ore in the absence of oxygen. So this is all about the second step of metallurgy. Now we come to the third step of metallurgy, and that is reduction of metal oxide to metal. So now we are going to start third step of metallurgy, and that is reduction of metal oxide to metal. This is our metal oxide, and now our purpose or target is to remove this oxygen from here, then you can get the metal. But before removing this oxygen, we first see the metal which is attached with the oxygen, whether it is least reactive, moderate reactive, or highly reactive. We follow this third step of metallurgy according to the reactivity series of the metal. If suppose this metal oxide contains the metal which is least reactive in the reactivity series, like mercury in one ore, and that is called cinnabar. So I am taking first the reduction of metal oxide in which the metal is least reactive. So see, if the metal is least reactive metal like mercury in HGS, and HGS is called cinnabar. So if our ore is like that and we want to get the metal, then what do? We just heat up this ore in the presence of oxygen. and this heating the ore in the presence of oxygen, that is called roasting. So this HGS first convert into HgO, and afterwards, that is reduction, oxygen is removed from there and we can get the mercury, that is Hg. Now if that metal oxide contain the metal which is moderate reactive, then how do we do? Suppose this is moderate reactive element, like if this metal which is present in the metal oxide it is moderate reactive, like zinc, if this is zinc, like zinc oxide, if it is manganese in MnO2. If our ore is like this, zinc oxide and MnO2 manganese dioxide, and they contain the metal which are moderate reactive according to the reactivity series, then how do we reduce them? By chemical reduction. So I have written here chemical reduction either by carbon or by aluminum. Chemical reduction means we use some chemicals to reduce them to get the metal, and these chemicals which we are using mainly, that is either by carbon or by aluminum. Carbon and aluminum, they are the good reducing agent, and carbon is the best reducing agent. Reducing agent means that element or substance which removes the oxygen from other substance. So since our ore is in the oxide form, so if we are using the carbon, then carbon takes out the oxygen. Carbon removes the oxygen from the metal oxide and we can get the metal. So this is the second step of this third step of the metallurgy. Now if our ore is the highly reactive, that is like sodium, so highly reactive element like sodium in NaCl. NaCl is the ore which is called rock salt, and this ore contains the element that is sodium. So if our metal is highly reactive, then what do we do? Then we follow the electrolytic reduction. Electrolytic reduction means we just reduce the metal by passing the electric current. Now see the language of the third step, that is reduction of metal oxide to metal. Before following this step, we first see the reactivity of metal, which I have told you just now. Extracting metals low in the reactivity series. It means how do we extract the metal from that metal oxide which contains least reactive element, like mercury in cinnabar. So see written, if the metal oxide has the metal which is low in the reactivity series, then it can be reduced just by simple heating. For example, cinnabar is an ore of mercury. When it is heated in air, it is first converted into mercuric oxide. Mercuric oxide is then reduced to mercury on further heating, and these are the two reactions. So this is the cinnabar ore. If this cinnabar ore, we want to extract the mercury from this HGS, what do? We just heat or we just roast this ore in the presence of oxygen. Then this, since it is sulfide ore, so first it converts into the oxide form. And once it is converted into the oxide form, it is very easy to extract the oxygen from here. Now see this HGO, second step, we continue heating, then this oxygen very easily can be removed from HGO and we get Hg and oxygen. This mercury which we get here, that we get in the liquid form. Second example, copper. Copper is also least reactive. The copper ore is Cu2S. The same way, we first roast this in the presence of oxygen. Sulfide ore converts into the oxide form. Now this copper oxide reacts with unreacted copper sulfide. जैसे कॉपर सल्फाइड आपने लिया तो उसका थोड़ा पार्ट कॉपर ऑक्साइड में कन्वर्ट होगा, और वही कॉपर ऑक्साइड जो थोड़ा बचा हुआ कॉपर सल्फाइड है उससे दोबारा रिएक्ट करेगा. इट मींस दिस कॉपर ऑक्साइड व्हिच इज फॉर्म्ड हियर दैट रिएक्ट्स विद द unreacted copper sulfide and we get here copper and plus sulfur dioxide, so we can get the copper metal. So since this is also the least reactive metal, so we get the metal by heating the ore in the presence of oxygen, and that is called roasting. Now if the metal oxide contain the metal which is moderate reactive, then what do? Extracting metal middle in the reactivity series. Middle means moderate reactive element. So if the metal oxide has the metal which is in the middle of the reactivity series, then it can be reduced by chemical method, either by carbon or by aluminum. For example, two examples are given here. First example is zinc oxide, and zinc is a moderate reactive element. We just make it reaction with carbon, and carbon is a good reducing agent. और reducing agent का काम क्या होता है? किसी भी substance से oxygen को निकालना. तो ये carbon क्या करेगा? This will trap this oxygen from here. And after trapping this oxygen, what do we get? We get zinc plus carbon monoxide. This is Zn plus Co. So here carbon which is used, that act as a reducing agent. Now second example, that is manganese dioxide, MnO2. जो MnO2 होता है, that cannot be reduced by carbon. So we use aluminium. तो एल्युमिनियम क्या करेगा? दैट आल्सो रिड्यूसेस. एल्युमिनियम इसकी ऑक्सीजन को रिमूव करेगा. सो अभी ऑक्सीजन किसके साथ? मैग्नीज के साथ. नाउ व्हेन द एल्युमिनियम रिएक्ट्स विद दिस देन इट फॉर्म्स Mn plus Al2O3. So this aluminium has taken out this oxygen from here and we get this manganese metal. Now one very important thing here, and that is called thermite reaction. Separately the board exam this questions comes that what do you mean by thermite reaction? Thermite reaction is a type of reaction in which the huge amount of heat is being liberated. So such type of reactions are called thermite reaction, and the best use of this type of reaction is to join the railway tracks, cracked railway tracks. So see, reaction in which a huge amount of heat is being released is called thermite reaction. It means these reactions are highly exothermic. A lot of heat is being released. For example, the reaction of iron 3 oxide with aluminum is used to join railway tracks or cracked machine part. This reaction is known as thermite reaction. देखिए, this is Fe2O3 and plus 2Al. So whenever there is a cracked railway tracks are there, so on that place we carry out the reaction of Fe2O3 with aluminum. And when we carry out this reaction, the huge amount of heat is being released, and this heat melts the iron metal. First the iron melts and then finally it welds. पहले पिघलता है, पिघलने के बाद जुड़ जाता है in the presence of this heat. So this is all about thermite reaction. Now we'll try to learn that how do we extract a metal from highly reactive element like sodium. So the most common ore of sodium, that is rock salt, and it is NaCl. Then how do we extract this sodium from NaCl? उसके लिए हम लोग जो मेथड यूज करते हैं, that is called electrolytic reduction. Or what do we do in this? See this type of diagram. In this we are taking the molten NaCl. Molten means पिघला हुआ. So if we are taking the molten NaCl, then NaCl in the molten form it breaks into Na plus and Cl minus. So in this beaker or any container we have this Na plus ion and Cl minus ion, and we adjust two electrodes, and both the electrodes we connect with the batteries. This electrode we connect with the negative terminal of the battery, and this electrode we connect with the positive terminal of the battery. The negative one is called cathode and the positive one is called anode. And what is this inside? That is sodium chloride in the ionic form, that is Na plus and Cl minus. Here Na plus is called cation, Cl minus is called anion. Now we pass electric current in this, and when we pass the electric current, that is the rule of electrochemistry, that when we pass the electric current, then cation start moving toward the cathode and anion start moving towards anode. This is the cation that moves towards cathode, this is the anion that moves towards anode. What is the purpose of moving this cation and anion towards the cathode and anode? Purpose is to get discharged. How they get discharged? This Na plus move towards cathode. So at cathode what the reaction takes place? I am writing here at cathode, और कैथोड पर हमेशा रिडक्शन होता है. कैसे होगा? One Na plus ion move toward the cathode. Since it contains the negative charge, it means there is a efficiency of the electron. यहाँ पर इलेक्ट्रॉन ज़्यादा है. So this Na plus ion move toward this cathode and gains electron. So this Na plus or plus one electron. This ion start moving towards the cathode and gains one electron, and this gaining of the electron that is called reduction. तो इसका जो positive charge होता है that finishes. This contain positive charge, one electron contain negative charge, so both the charges they are neutralized and we get the sodium in the metallic form, and this process is called reduction. And slowly this sodium that is deposited at this cathode, all the Na plus ion which are present in the vessel, as we continue the electric current, all the ions which are present in the vessel Na plus ion, they start moving toward the cathode, and after the reduction they get deposited at this cathode. Now which reaction occurs at anode? This Cl minus ion, this is the anion, and anion move towards anode. Why this anion move towards anode? To get discharge. So since it is a non-metal, so two chloride ion they move towards the anode and they lose two electron. One chloride loses one electron, two chloride loses two electron, and after the removal of electron this form Cl2 gas, that is chlorine gas. And since there is a removal of electron, that is called oxidation. Here there is the addition of electron, here is a removal of electron. Removal of electron is called oxidation, and after oxidation we get chlorine here. So what are the final products of this cathode? What are the final products at the cathode and anode? So when you pass the electric current for longer time, this Na plus that deposited at the cathode and this Cl minus that is produced or liberated at this anode. So this is the method by which we extract the metal from the sodium chloride. This cathode, when we take out, then this cathode, it is fully covered with the sodium metal, and when we take out this one, it contains sodium metal which we can use for the different purposes. So now the third step of metallurgy, that is over, reduction of metal oxide to metal. And now we come to the fourth step of metallurgy, and that is called refining. So what we are doing in the refining, the finer impurities which are still left with the metal, that we remove with the help of this method, and that is called refining. So what we will do, we will try to understand with the help of this diagram. तो हम क्या करेंगे, जो कॉपर मेटल विच इज नीडेड टू बी प्योरीफाइड, उसका एक रॉड बना लेंगे और उस रॉड को हम लोग एक बैटरी के पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल से कनेक्ट करेंगे, एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड इम्प्योर कॉपर एज एनोड. सो सिंस वी आर कनेक्टिंग विद द पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल ऑफ द बैटरी, सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एनोड एंड दिस इज द इम्प्योर कॉपर, and we make it electrode. This electrodes are those metals in which we pass the electric current. So here we are passing the electric current, and this is anode. Now one more electrode we take, which is 100% pure copper metal, and that we make another electrode, and that we connect with the negative terminal of the battery. So this is the another electrode, and this we connect with the negative terminal of the battery. So this is called pure copper as cathode, and this is impure copper as anode. This is 100% pure copper, and this is the impure copper which is needed to be purified. And both these electrode we just dip in the same metal salt solution. Like if we are using copper, then we take the copper sulfate as an electrolyte. तो जो मेटल होता है उसी मेटल का साल्ट सोल्यूशन, तो कॉपर का साल्ट होता है कॉपर सल्फेट. सो वी टेक दिस कॉपर सल्फेट हियर. सो टू इलेक्ट्रोड्स, बोथ द इलेक्ट्रोड्स आर मेड बाय कॉपर. Both the copper electrode we dip into the copper sulfate solution. Both the electrode we connect with the two terminal of the battery, one with the negative terminal, one with the positive terminal. Negative one is called cathode and positive one is called anode. Now what happens? We pass the electric current, and when we pass the electric current, some chemical reaction they occur in this vessel. What type of chemical reaction they occur? See, in the solution what we are taking, copper sulfate solution. Copper sulfate chemical formula is CuSO4, and when it dissolves in the water, it breaks into Cu plus 2 or plus SO4 minus 2. It means copper plus 2 ion or SO4 minus 2 ion. So those copper plus 2 ion which are present in the solution, they start moving towards this cathode, because just now I told you the cation move towards cathode. Copper contains plus 2 charge, so this is the cation, and it start moving towards the cathode. For what? To get discharge. Each copper plus 2 ion that move towards the cathode. Cathode contains a negative charge, and negative charge means that is the efficiency of the electron. Electron यहाँ पर ज़्यादा होते हैं, तो ये copper plus 2 क्या करता है? That move towards the cathode, gains 2 electron and gets reduced, and we can see the reaction. At cathode, which reaction takes place? Those copper plus 2 ion which are present in the solution, they start moving toward the cathode, gains 2 electron and convert into the copper metal, and this process is called reduction, because this is a gaining of the electron. So these copper plus 2 ion which are present in the solution, they move towards cathode, and after gaining the electron they get reduced, और जैसे ही reduce होते हैं they get deposited at this electrode, इसकी surface के ऊपर चिपक जाते हैं. So as and when more and more copper plus 2 ion they move toward the cathode, the equivalent amount of copper which is present at this electrode they get oxidized. Oxidized का मतलब इलेक्ट्रॉन को रिमूव करके copper plus 2 में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है. तो that copper which is present here, that converts into copper plus 2, and ये हमारे कहलाता है एनोड. और एनोड की जो रिएक्शन है वो देखिए, this is the reaction at anode. Anode पर that impure copper which is present, हर एक copper atom that loses 2 electron and converts into copper plus 2 ion. So this is the cathodic reaction, copper plus 2 ion which are present in the solution that move toward the cathode, gains 2 electron and converts into the copper metal. And that copper which is present at anode, यानी कि impure copper, that each atom loses 2 electron and that convert into copper plus 2 ion. तो फाइनली क्या होता है, एक चेन प्रोसेस स्टार्ट्स और उस चेन प्रोसेस में so as we continue passing the electric current, each copper that converts into copper plus 2 ion and that copper plus 2 ion move toward the cathode and gains 2 electron. यहाँ का copper यहाँ पे आएगा after losing 2 electron and that is called oxidation. That copper plus 2 ion which is present here that move toward the cathode gains 2 electron and that is called reduction. एक flow chart से समझने की कोशिश करते हैं. देखिए, this is the flow chart. This side anode impure copper, this side cathode pure copper. This is negative charge, this is positive charge. ठीक? When the chain process starts, each copper atom that is present in the impure metal that loses 2 electron and that process is called oxidation, and this copper converts into copper plus 2 ion. This copper plus 2 ion does not stay in the solution because the electric current is continuously passed. So this copper plus 2 ion start moving towards the cathode and gains 2 electron and that process is called reduction. And after gaining that electron, this copper metal gets reduced and deposited at the cathode. और अगर काफ़ी देर तक इस प्रोसेस को कंटिन्यू किया जाए तो सारा का सारा कॉपर मेटल, all the copper metal which is present here, that slowly that gets deposited at the cathode. एक single atom, all the atoms of copper which are present here, slowly they get deposited here at the cathode. And afterward, this cathode electrode, we take out this from here, and that is already it was 100% pure copper metal. Now it contains the more amount of copper on this, and when we take out this, then it is fully 100% pure copper. And this continuously slowly disintegrate. Disintegrate मतलब धीरे धीरे गल जाता है, कॉपर खत्म हो जाता है और जो impurities होती हैं they fell down at the bottom. And since it is falling down at the bottom, so it is bottom of the anode, so it is called anode mud. So you have written here impurities as anode mud. So with the help of this method we can refine and we can purify the copper as well as some more metals like copper and some more metals. See the language again so you can understand now better. Many metals such as copper, zinc, nickel, silver and gold etc. are refined electrolytically by passing electric current. In this process the impure metal is made as anode. जो impure metal है that we made as an anode, and the thin strip of pure metal is made as cathode. A solution of the metal salt is used as an electrolyte. On passing the current through the electrolyte, pure metal from the anode dissolves into the electrolyte and equivalent amount of the pure metal from the electrolyte is deposited at the cathode. पहले copper से copper plus 2 और फिर copper plus 2 से copper. The soluble impurities go into the solution, whereas the insoluble impurities settle down at the bottom of the anode and is known as anode mud. Now all the steps and the procedures of the metallurgy you can very easily understand with the help of this flow chart. See, this is the ore. What we are doing first of all, that is concentration of the ore, and after concentration what we are doing, conversion of ore into metal oxide and reduction of metal oxide to metal, and both the steps are summarized here. See, after concentrating the ore, we see that if our ore is highly reactive metal, then we pass the electric current in the molten form of the ore and then we get the pure metal. If it is least reactive element like sulfide or cinnabar and we just roast it, then we can get the impure metal and finally we get the pure metal. And if the ore contains the moderate reactive metal, then either it is in the carbonate form or it is sulfide form. It is carbonate form, then we convert into metal oxide by calcination. If it is sulfide form, then we roast it and we convert into metal oxide. And once we get the metal oxide, then we reduce by either carbon or aluminium. Then we get the impure metal and finally refining we get the pure metal. So this is all about the whole procedure and the various steps of metallurgy.